I started with cigarettes. Back then, it used to be Benson and Hedges. And they will give me the normal Benson. I'll say, no, I want duty free. The one that was harsher, to show them that, oh wow, I started smoke. The first cough, you know, do me. I started stealing cigarettes. It was as bad as going to the Malan shops, you know then, or know now, to lie while somebody is buying sweets, we were stealing cigarettes from the pack of cigarettes. Then it led to smoking cannabis because the cigarettes weren't enough. How many sticks now? You know the high. When someone said, like, let's try this one. Don't worry, see how you could take one. You go roll them like this. No get this one. No, use Vizsla. If you don't even need Vizsla, Vizsla not going to make them high. Come, no, use brown paper. No, we'll use cement cattle. It started evolving from normal fun, that we used to call it back then, to a competition on who could hold his high more. And from that competition, he graduated from not just taking cannabis to experimenting a lot of drugs, tramadol, Exor, diazepam, D5, because the dopamine level in my system had risen so high that I could not get enough of the high. I said, adding Refnol to my drinks. If you take a sip of my Fanta, you're not waking up for the next 2 days. It's impossible. If you're not within my peer group and you take my drink mistakenly, if you're driving, you will definitely have an accident. I can assure that. Because you will slip up on your wheels. When you're steering, you will not get to your destination. In fact, it was this bad that one time, my other sister, one of my cocktails that I had done, and I wanted to refrigerate it, I put it in the freezer and left it, and she mistakenly mixed it. She diluted it with water and took it, and she missed her final year exams, one of them. She couldn't make the paper because she could not wake up. She said that she could not wake up. That is how thick my drugs were. And that's how far I went. This wasn't progress to me, because 4 years down the line, no admission, I didn't care. In fact, if you ask me then, I was doing very well. I was the first in everything. I was the oversharp guy. If you come to the hood, I was very, very popular. You need anything, I'm the one. Need any bad thing, when people come in, you want to get high. Go meet Don Dolly. I used to be the number one go-to person for you to get high. 6 years went by, 7 years went by. I'm still looking for one admission. Writing JAM, I'm failing over. In fact, the highest score I think I got there in the JAM was 112. By the time I scored 96. So I was just, we'll go and say, don't worry, chokes with it. We'll say, no, don't worry. We'll see who will bribe. One of my saviors I would say back then was NECO. When NECO came out and we were able to write NECO, that time I hadn't gone to the, that was my first and only city, and I was able to get my results, and that was what I kept using. But to get admission was impossible. I noticed that after 11 to 12 years, people had graduated, and the people that even entered secondary school before them had gone and finished university, and they came back home and they were begging for money to go and buy those cigarettes. You see that guy say, bro, what's up now? No, they pay loyal, no, they pay homage. No, they loyal. Let's still worry you now. Just go to school, come by, don't get a job. You never even see me, you become show us love. What's up now? Well, come buy me something. That's where the whole speech was going to. So they come buy me something. Graduated into, okay, look, buy me something, Abi. No, I'll go see later. You're coming back at night, but we leave you, it's this up, guy, get down. Guy, where your phone there? We became thieves, hoodlums in the streets. One person, 2 people started reporting us and started running from the cops. I couldn't stay in my house anymore because every evening someone would come and knock at the door because we collected somebody's phone. And that person went to report to the police. From police, he couldn't graduate to PSS because they were pissed off. They wanted to really give us, they wanted to show us that there was another side of life that we needed to see. This addictive life did not stop there. Please move this slide on. I've even forgotten to have a slide. So, this addictive life, and let me shorten my story. This addictive life took 24 years of my productive life away from me. 24 good years. Because I finally was able to get admission, maybe say after like 19 years of struggling. And when I got admission, I went into school. By then I was already a cultist. And in fact, I was coming into school to more high and more danger. So the bad groups were the only things around me. I remember certain scenarios whereby my mom had to run away from the house when they came looking for me and they couldn't get me, so they had to shoot up our house. So it was my mom that was at home, and she had to imagine my old mother jumping the fence because of gunshots. May her soul rest in peace, because she never even was alive to see me sober as I am right now. She didn't experience that. That's one of the things I regret, because I wish she could see this version of me. This version that is now telling you the dangers of the kind of life you go through. A life of no sleep. Literally no sleep. You can't close your eyes because you cannot sleep. You're not high enough to sleep. And the high is not even enough to make you sleep. Again, you know all the bad guys. You are part of them. You've made enemies more than you have friends. You are unwanted by the society. You are a scourge to that society. It's not by living poor, because I grew up rich. My dad was wealthy, still is. I grew up rich. I had the means to fund my dream, but he caught me up at the time. He said, I'm not making my money to waste stuff on your lavish lifestyle, extravagant lifestyle, and non-ethical life. He said no. And thank God for his resilience, because I would have done worse. So it's not by living, say, those in the ghetto. It's not those in the ghetto. It's just the opportunity to do what you want to do that you think is right for you. And also, not having assertive skills enough to say no. You don't know what it is. Say no. Drink water. They give you something, say no. Learn to say no. That single word will save you from a lot of things. Just say no. No matter what they give to you, say no. Then you will have started. Then they will tell you, if you start this thing, it's easy to stop. It's a lie. It's not easy to stop. It's very, very, very hard to stop. It took me 6 months in a rehabilitation center and 1 treatment to stop. And that treatment was not voluntary, I must tell you. I was taken in cuffs from somewhere in Abuja, we call the abattoir. I was taken in cuffs from SAS straight to the rehab center. When my urine was tested and what was in my urine was shown, the physician said, "This guy can't live here." He said, "He cannot live here." He said, "He has everything." On my urinary drug test, there are things that will show negative and will show positive. Only 2 things showed negative, because they were not available in Nigeria properly. That's the only reason. Because if they were available, definitely I would be taking it. So the clinician said no. And that was what saved my life. Because I was heading towards what we call an overdose. My unmanageability was off the charts. You will not stand beside me if you knew me 6 years ago. There's no possible for you to stand near me. You will not be comfortable standing near me if you knew me 6 years ago. What I used to carry here, this is minor. I was practically an insane person. My hair was naturally dreaded. I don't comb it. I have no self-care. I have nothing. But I had tools, or things I used to call tools, that will make you fear me when you come here. When ones that invented, if you hear this thing, Olamide sings, Omigota. We are the inventors of Omigota. Best cocktail in the world. In fact, if you, as I said, if you get a whiff, if you don't smell what I was taking, you will pass out. It is that evil. This next slide. Next slide, please. Now, okay. I suffered from multiple illnesses also when I was checked. My withdrawal symptoms, I could not hold my stool for close to 2 months when I was in the application. 2 months. I have contacted various illnesses. In fact, the psychology clinicians that we might be able to tell you what this man was suffering, what he was suffering from, and I kept receiving one treatment to another, bronchitis. In fact, exercise now became a daily routine because I was dying gradually. My liver was gone, my kidneys. The waste wasn't going out well anymore. The grace of God is why I am here, still alive, talking to you with my own personal experience. So I was practically saved, and immediately I was saved, and I saw that this is not the way. And I saw what He had done to me, done to my family, done to my life. I did what we call it CBA, cost benefit analysis. I said that I had sold land, my father's land, in so rest in peace, worth more than almost 18 million naira gone. In fact, I was on the last piece of land said that we were selling that actually brought me to the police station. Someone paid and I said, you didn't finish paying. He paid, I said, for the money no come. After he paid, I brought my brooms. Then he brought the police. So I ended up in SARS because I wanted extra money for my hand. So during this process, you now notice that you have lost more than you can ever gain in life. Not your time, you can never gain back, it's gone. Not the money, you can never gain back, it's gone. So what is it that drugs can give you apart from a close call to death? Nothing I can tell you. That 1 minute high, as the demonstrators here gave us, 1 minute high. If you take it, it's an eternity of suffering. That 1 minute pleasure will give you an eternity of suffering. The next slide, please. Okay. I think I've already spoken about this. No need. Next slide, please. Now, your support systems. I really want to thank Dr. Adeshina, one of my saviors here, and my mentor. I would say he was costing over 800,000 naira per month. So imagine living in a facility after 6 months, no one himself, but this is the thing you're seeing standing right here now. Because after I left, I have been able to acquire my programming degree. So I have been able to get my degree. I have multiple applications online right now that maybe you go through and sometimes you pass on a daily that you can download and working on plenty what we call EMR systems now in Nigeria. I have been able to achieve too much. I'm part of what we call the Recovery Advocacy Network of Africa also. It's been greater heights to greater heights since we left the drug life. It has been greater heights to greater heights. And this is my 5th year in recovery, and I've been a sober person. 5 years now, I have not seen, tasted, or done anything with anything that has to do with substance abuse. How did I achieve that? When I was leaving the facility, the first thing was delete everything you know and everyone you know. So, all my contacts, gone. Facebook account, gone. Instagram, gone. Snapchat, gone. TikTok, everything. Social media, gone. Got a new SIM card, and I started with a small touchline phone. Brand new life, no contacts. I refused to go back home since then. I have not been in Jos since 2001. Because I'm originally I stay in Jos. I was born and bred in Jos. And that's where I think we need to visit very soon, because the epidemic grows larger and larger every day over there. The northern states, we need to really focus on them also. Because for people who don't encourage taking alcohol because of the Muslim community and they say it's haram, there's an alternative. Pills, benzodiazepines, as doctor also said, fentanyl, be laughing gas, colos, push. That is it. And you see it happening to them every day, or happening to us every day. So right now, I've dedicated my life to speaking of and helping and being a mentor to every other person. So for me to round up, please, I want to round up. Please, my lifestyles. Yes, you need to really choose your circles wisely. As I told you, I removed all my friends and delete everybody. Choose your circles wisely. Choose your friends. From here on, know who your friends are. Develop a very good skill. Look for something to interact to grow. No matter what it is. If you want to be hitting this table every day like this till you get perfection, focus on it and do it. You will be known for the table hitter for the rest of your life and to be there because this will become something that, look, if you want someone to hit the table perfectly, it is me, so develop that skill. Then seek help early. Because in our society now, it becomes a stigma. When we see someone using it, like, I leave that boy, I don't want my children to go near that boy. Who is that boy? No. We should also curb that level of stigmatization and see if we can actually speak to those people. If not knowing why, the why is no more the reason. They are enjoying it. Let me tell you, they believe it's an enjoyment. So what can we do to deter them from that enjoyment that they perceive? And to let them know that this is not enjoyment but destruction. Next slide, please. This prayer is the most powerful prayer in the world. This prayer I learned in Serenity Hospital when I was treated, and I say this prayer every day. That's why I added it to my slide. This prayer says, it's called the Serenity Prayer. God, yes, thank you, ma'am. And God, grant me the serenity to what? Accept the things I cannot change. And the courage to change the things I can. And the wisdom to know the difference. So first, you cannot. But the thing you can change now is saying no. No more today. I say no to this. From today on, no. You've lost. To God be the glory. But that is not the end. Because even in the Bible it says, greater is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. So greater is your end. If you can persevere and continue, you will be greater than how you began, or how you began, rather. So addiction is not the end. Recovery is possible. Total recovery is possible. Total recovery is possible. Thank you very much.